So yesterday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by more than 1,000 points in a single day. I looked at my mutual fund account this morning. It was ugly, truly ugly, but this is not about me. And I instinctively knew that the right would try to blame Bernie Sanders for this somehow. If stocks go up, it's thanks to Trump, and Trump brags on Twitter. If stocks go down, Trump doesn't mention the record performance that he often talks about, and someone or something else is to blame. And just as predicted, there's a guy on Fox Business named Charles Payne, and he blamed coronavirus fears, sure, but Bernie Sanders winning Nevada for the stock market decline of over 1,000 points. Take a look at Charles laying it out here.
Or is this the first time the markets are open since Bernie Sanders took control of the Democratic battle?
The Bernie factor is finally rearing its head in the stock market. Molina Health, one of the biggest health insurers in this country, is down 8%. United Health is down over 6%. Anthem is down 5%. Hospital stocks are getting hit. It's community psychiatric is down 5%.
Can you directly attribute that sell-off to Bernie Sanders?
Drug stocks are down 4%. I mean, Teva's down 4%. Mylan's down 3%. There's absolutely no doubt. Now, these stocks got hammered when Elizabeth Warren was in the lead, and when she had her biggest point of leading in the polls, all of these stocks were under an extreme amount of pressure. As she began to wane, and some of these names like United Health came out with great earnings estimates, they rebounded pretty nicely. This is the first time I think Wall Street is taking Bernie Sanders very seriously.
2 p.m. Making money.
Making money.
Now, Charles does something tricky. He lists health insurance stocks, and he says, listen, Bernie might end insurance, a private insurance with single payer, de facto. Even if he doesn't outlaw it, he might de facto end it. And that's why health insurance stocks were down so big yesterday. But this is so deceptive because everything was down yesterday. When the Dow is down 1,000 points and the NASDAQ is down an equivalent amount and the S&P 500 is down an equivalent amount, stocks of all kinds are down. Case in point, even Tesla, a car manufacturer, my beloved Tesla stock, as many of you know, I've been a shareholder for many, many years. Even Tesla was down 7%, more than the market overall. But that's not convenient to mention if you want to blame Bernie Sanders. We're intraday right now as we record today's show. I would expect a rebound today, partially because of Donald Trump tweeting about this towards the end of yesterday's trading day, saying, quote, the coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. We are in contact with everyone and all relevant countries. CDC and World Health have been working hard and very smart. Stock market starting to look very good to me. So expecting a rebound today. And then by the end of the day, you may even see Donald Trump bragging about a great day in stocks. Even if we have a plus 400, 500, 600 point day, we're still down from the start of yesterday. But it would be something for Trump to again brag about. And it sort of seems to work when trying to placate his unhinged followers. Now, back to the Bernie thing. Consider at its face the absurdity of this. Bernie wins a caucus, and the caucus has 36 delegates 9 months before an election. And it's enough to send the stock market plummeting more than on any single day in multiple years. It just doesn't pass the sniff test. And if it were true that Bernie winning Nevada crashed the stock market, then clearly it's a very weak stock market. It's clearly a far more delicate and precarious market than Donald Trump wants us to believe. Is Donald Trump's stock market really so weak that Bernie winning Nevada can send the Dow plummeting 1,000 points? So the micro analysis, Trump is a hypocrite when it comes to talking about the stock market. Ignore Trump on the stock market. That's the micro. The medium range analysis is no single day stock market move can tell us very much one way or the other about who is doing what and whether the president is doing a good job. And then the biggest picture analysis, the broadest analysis, is that the stock market in general tells us very little about how the economy is or is not working for the average person. And you need to look at many other indicators. Some of those include the employment rate, not just the U3, but the U6. You want to look at wage growth or contraction. You want to look at consumer confidence index, inflation. I mean, there's so many different things that you really need to look at in more detail to understand how the economy is doing, not just for the very rich. You can actually look at the stock market and glean quite a bit about how the very rich are doing on the basis of the stock market. Of course, the lion's share of shares of stock are owned by corporations and the very rich. But that's not going to tell you very much about how the economy is functioning for just the average middle-class person. Do you feel like you just don't have enough time to become as intellectually well-rounded as you would like to be, that there are just not enough hours in your week for you to read all of the books that you want to read? One of our sponsors is called Blinkist, and it's an app that lets you consume an entire nonfiction book in 15 minutes. It's only about $8 a month, but you can try it for free for a week and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pacman. What Blinkist does is take thousands of popular nonfiction books and condense them into either text or audio that you can read or listen to in just 15 minutes. And what you get is all of the most important ideas and information from the book. Imagine being able to listen to an entire nonfiction book in the amount of time it takes you to drive or walk home from work. I just finished listening to The Way We Eat Now by Bee Wilson, whose work I've recommended to you before. Super interesting look at how the global food system works and impacts the way that we live. Blinkist has totally transformed how I consume information. I love it. Of course, I read a book in its entirety when I can, but there are simply just so many books that I want to read and would not have the time for if it weren't for Blinkist. They have books on politics, economics, philosophy, science, you name it. You can try it out yourself, totally free for a week, and get 25% off if you decide to subscribe just by going to Blinkist.com/Pacman. I've put the link right underneath this video. Like the rest of us, I bet you're going into 2020 thinking about what you didn't get around to in 2019 and your goals for the new year. If you want to work towards being your best self in 2020, understand more about the world around you, and make sure that your time is well spent, then Blinkist is for you.